Welcome to today's daily U-Break. For those of you that haven't joined so far, my name is JC. I'm a Pilates and a personal trainer here in London. I've teamed up with the guys at U-Life to start delivering daily mobility, breathing, and some movement so that we can really start to make the small changes that will eventually lead to the big result, and that's the idea. So today we're going to be desk bound, if you like. For those of you that haven't had the opportunity to get up from your desk yet, I would suggest do so while I just go through a few of the instructions. Just shake it out a little bit, get up onto your feet, try and change up the blood flow a little bit. But all of the stretches can be done at your desk. You can do them on the sofa, or you can do them standing if you like. Feel free to give that a go as well. But today we're going to be focusing on the forearms, some shoulder and some neck tension, and trying to relieve a lot of that. Again, it's at the end of the week, or the working week for most, which means that you will probably be feeling a lot of tension in these kind of areas from lots of sitting and texting, etc., etc. So, nice and simple. The first one we're going to take care of is the forearms. And again, what we tend to find is a lot of people typing all the time or texting. People tend to get really stiff through the forearms, and obviously that can play havoc on things like the elbow. It can play havoc on things like tension in the neck, and we know that it runs up and down. Some people also get some numbness, sometimes in their fingers, etc. And a lot of that is down to tension. So you're going to place both elbows on the desk. You're going to grab, interlock your fingers, and then all we're going to do now is just create nice big circles. Nice big circles. So again, I prefer to keep my elbows on the desk because it means that I am moving. You can see my forearm moving there, guys. I'm just trying to get a bit of movement into my wrists, which is also going to release some tension in those forearms. You can go side to side, and you can also go forwards and backwards. You can add some rotation in. Again, keeping your elbows down is just a great way of making sure that you are rotating through the wrist and not using your arms too much. And again, so we're just getting all of those big circles in as much as you can. So that's got a little bit of movement into the region, and now we want to take some stretching, or we want to take some tension out by stretching. So I'm going to ask you guys to take your left hand out, and then you're going to interlock your fingers the wrong way round. And now all I'm going to do is I'm gently going to pull my left hand back, and you can see my right forearm there, and we're just trying to relieve some tension there. So I'm pulling back, and I'm just trying to get a nice stretch. You might want to twist it a little bit, but the idea is the top hand, or the top arm in particular, is getting a nice stretch through there. You can see that on this side. Hopefully you guys can see that shoulder action there. But the idea is you can see that nice bit of stretch in that forearm muscle there. And we're just going to hold that for 10 more seconds. Take a deep, deep breath. And we're just trying to stretch that out. So we've already moved through the joints in terms of the wrist, and now we just want to take some tension out of those muscles. Beautiful. And then you might just want to shake that out a little bit. Going to go on the opposite side. So nice and simple. My left hand is now on top, and then all I'm doing, again, you guys can see that stretch there. So I'm just pulling the top hand backwards, and I'm using the bottom hand. Let me try and get a better angle. There we go. And you guys can see that. So if I pull that down, you can see that forearm muscle being stretched. And that's what we want. We really want to take some tension out of the body, especially through the forearms, as you guys have been working hard throughout the week. Good. Just a few more seconds. Nice job. Shake that out. All right, so let's move on to the neck, and then we'll finish with some shoulder work. So we did a basic version of this yesterday. For those of you that joined me through the total body mobilization, I showed you my double chin. Luckily my beard hides it most of the time, so I'm pretty lucky there. But the idea is we want to take the neck through as much range of motion as it possibly can. If this is an over exaggeration, we're kind of in this hunched and then kind of pushed out position all the time. We want to force that, but we also want to come back. So take both hands and place them on your desk. Sit upright for me. And then push your chin away as far as you can without moving your body. And then bring it all the way back. Again, I'm the only one on camera, so I'm the one with the double chin. You guys are doing this in the privacy of your own home, so people can't see. But the idea is, and you really should start to feel those upper back muscles a lot more than you guys are used to. But the idea is we want to go away as much as we can. And then the last one you guys are going to do is you're going to push away, rotate, pull it back, rotate. Let's go one more. Push away, keep your body where it is. Rotate. Double chin. And then back in. And again, we're just trying to increase that range in the neck, guys. A lot of you will be unfamiliar with this. A lot of you are going to feel a lot of tension. That is fine. That will come. We're now going to move on to the shoulders. And so this is where the towel will come in handy. For those of you that don't have a towel, grab an old t-shirt. For those of you that can't find anything quickly, do not worry. You don't need it. But again, you can just spice it up a little bit by adding this in. So I want you to get some movement, please, into the shoulders before we start this. So as we did yesterday, let's get a little bit of a shoulder roll, so maybe 5 or 6 going forward, and then 5 or 6 going back. Because again, we want to just release a little bit of general tension and get a little bit of a blood flow to the region before we get into anything. Now, you're going to take your left hand, going to place it behind your back. Now, some of you, depending on how tight you are, you need to take these next few steps very, very carefully and very gently, please. So again, you might feel a little bit of tension here already. And this might be a spot that you are going to hold at. And again, do one arm at a time. And you might just want to take a few deep breaths in this position. Now, the one thing you can notice that my shoulder is pushing forward. The one thing I want to try and do is I want to try and pull it back. And by trying to pull it back, it's naturally going to increase the stretch. Now, I want you guys to hang out in this position. For those of you that that's enough, then you just sit there without moving the shoulder. For those of you that can or need a little bit more, you're going to pull the shoulder back. So lead with the elbow and pull back, and we're going to hold here. Just take a deep breath. That might be enough for the majority of you, and that is fine. That's not a problem. Good. Shake it out. Opposite side. Take it behind. Good. Now again, I'm feeling that tension, but I know I can do a little bit more. So I'm going to pull that elbow and pull that shoulder back. And now I'm really getting a nice stretch through that shoulder. And we're just going to take a few deep breaths in this position, guys. Beautiful. Shake it out. Now this is where the towel will come in. And again, I would suggest for those of you that those first 2 versions were super tight and maybe a little bit uncomfortable or too uncomfortable, stick with those and do those again for me. But for those of you that need a little bit more, you're going to use a towel or an old t-shirt of some sort. And all you're going to do is take it behind your head. You're going to do the same thing, but this time you're going to grab the towel. And then all I'm going to do is use the towel to help pull my arm up a little bit. I'm gently pulling up as I do the stretch again. And that's allowing me to basically get my arm a little bit higher and force a little bit more pressure through the shoulder. And I am gently pulling up, pulling the shoulder blade back first, and then gently pulling up. And I'm going to take a few deep breaths in this position. And again, as you can see, it's pulling me into a proper postural position. I'm sitting upright and my shoulders are nice and set back. We're going to do the opposite side. So again, I'm grabbing on. I'm then going to shuffle my way up. I'm going to draw the shoulder back and I'm gently pulling up as I'm pulling my shoulder blade back. So again, we're getting that nice stretch, guys. Breathe. Beautiful job. And then we'll bring that back. So again, you can increase that a little bit with the towel if you need to. For those of you that version was enough, then I would suggest sticking with that and maybe progressing to something like a towel. So there we go, guys. This is the last in this week. The good news is that I am going to be here for the next few weeks, Monday to Friday at 12 p.m., same place. Now, next week, we're going to go back through a lot of what we did, but we're actually going to spice things up. We're either going to progress a few of the movements or we're going to add some new movements in. That's the benefit, and that's the great thing about this series, is that we want to make sure that there are small changes that can yield big results. So thank you so much for your help, and thank you so much for your support this week, guys. I will be back here, same place, same time on Monday, and we will be talking through some new mobility movements and some new ideas. So again, have a great weekend. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Have a great weekend, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye-bye.